The following day, on April 24th, Monroe called in sick again. She even missed a planned visit to the set by the Shah of Iran and his wife, Empress Farah, who were in the U.S. on a goodwill tour.
Ginger Rogers is also on hand to greet the distinguished visitors, and ebullient Bob Hope.
The upper classes, of course, were all pro-Shah, and I have nothing against the Shah. I even liked Artie Shaw, so it shows that I'm neutral on this question. But Hollywood was quite appropriately agog at meeting foreign royalty.
Although the dignitaries were anxious to meet Monroe, she refused to appear.
And I tried to get her there. I called her and said, the Shah's coming, you gotta come. And she said, I can't come because he is anti-Israel. And I think she didn't come because she didn't think she'd be pretty enough.
You know, we're all waiting for Marilyn to come around, and they would say, well, we'll just shoot the scene today with you and Steve.
Their Majesties then visit a set of Something's Got to Give, to which they're welcomed by Sid Charisse and director George Cukor.
Instead of meeting Marilyn, the Shah and his wife watched this scene where Sid Charisse's character, Bianca, appeals to her psychoanalyst, portrayed by Steve Allen.
Cameron! But I happen to know that Nicholas is madly in love with me.
I see.
That's why it's so maddening, this shyness.
Yes. Well, now. Now, you say that even though... Oh, there you are.
For the rest of the week, Monroe was a no-show, and the company worked around her.
She definitely had sinusitis that summer. She definitely had some bronchial infection occasionally from the drip from the sinus down into her chest. And she felt, at times, definitely weak and depleted by the infection.
191.
On Monday, April 30th, one whole week after production had begun, Marilyn reported to work for the first time. That day, George Cukor shot several takes where Marilyn's character, Ellen, emotes silently, reacting to being at home for the first time in 5 years. On Tuesday, May 1st, Marilyn was on the set at 7 a.m. against the advice of the studio's own doctor. But after only moments, the actress collapsed and was rushed home.
Cukor, he said, now you don't worry about anything. This is all going to be just fine. Marilyn, you know, we have to have patience with Marilyn. This isn't unusual at all. But she's so wonderful that the results will certainly be worth it.
Cukor patiently moved ahead with this scene, featuring Dean Martin and Phil Silvers. Here, Nick Arden discovers that his first wife, Ellen, was not stranded alone on that South Seas island.
229.
Well, they have a report, actually a rumor, that a woman answering the general description of your first wife was picked up by an American submarine.
Well, to tell you the truth,
As was a young man answering the general description of Stephen Burkett, who's reported drowned the same time your wife was. Oh, it's absurd.
a man was rescued at the same time as my wife?
No, a young man, according to this unverified rumor.
They were on this island together for 5 years?
Ridiculous, isn't it?
279.
Marilyn was absent for the rest of the second week, during which these scenes with Dean Martin, Sid Charisse, and John McIver were shot.
Happy when you...
303.
Speed.
Cameron!
Yeah. Wasn't I supposed to marry somebody?
Yeah, us.
What?
Yes.
Already?
Well, it's been 5 years, sir.
I mean, they were marvelous. I mean, they were real pros. You know, she was just charming and nice.
She would never say anything. She just went along with the flow. She's very quiet, very ladylike. I think she scares half the crew sometimes. She's a perfectionist. She's just great.
Dean Martin was just superb. And he'd always have a golf club, Always be swinging it, always be swinging it. He'd call me in, he said, now sit, nothing's going to happen. Just be patient, wait it out. I mean, just the opposite of everybody who was running around trying to do whatever they were doing. He was stalwart.
Marilyn may have been out sick, but she did keep her eyes and ears on the set.
All right. Camera.
I got a call from Marilyn one day. She says, Sid Charisse is patting her breasts. I said, Marilyn, you haven't been on the set. You don't know. How can she say, I have people watching. I said, well, how can she? She's wearing this negligee. She has a little negligee. You can't do it. She says, you don't know anything. I said, but if you think I'm going to tell Miss Charisse if she's doing to stop doing it, you're mistaken.
On Monday, May 7th, Marilyn called in sick for the 10th time. And now her behavior was starting to test even the crew's patience.
She seemed healthy. All this talk that she had these colds and things, I never saw any evidence of it.
Up to a point, I believed it. You know, I was certainly ready to believe that she was susceptible to colds and, you know, and the rest of that. But I didn't get any sense of drinking when she came to work. I always felt she was on pills. You know, she had those kind of mood swings, and I never felt, except for very rare intervals, that, you know, there was a normal, healthy person there.
Tuesday, May 8th, the entire company shut down, declaring they had run out of scenes to shoot without Monroe. 2 days later, on Thursday, May 10th, it was stated in the daily production report that Marilyn's presence was required for the rest of the script. The star had only worked 2 days, and the show was 5.5 days behind schedule. Studio executives began to worry. They couldn't afford to lose money on Something's Got to Give. Fox needed this film in theaters by October in order to help make up for the mounting debt caused by Cleopatra bills. In Rome, these same executives were handling Elizabeth Taylor with kid gloves, though her own off-screen behavior and frequent illnesses had created huge delays and extravagant expenses. But back in Hollywood, the studio's patience with Marilyn was wearing thin.
I'm sure they had been through this many, many times with Marilyn. I don't think it was the first time. So they knew what to expect, actually, like Cukor did. He really knew what to expect.
There's a lot riding on the project. She certainly had the biggest power of all, which was whether to show up or not.
The fourth week of production rolled by, and Marilyn had completed only a few days of work. Many key scenes were shot in her absence, including entire sequences with the children.
446.
And Kathleen and Michael went to the ponies. My horse bit. You don't have a horse. She doesn't have a horse.
That was good, except you didn't grab it early enough. Huh?
Child actors Alexandra Heilweil and Christopher Morley had a difficult time remembering their dialogue and staying focused. Cukor shot take after take with the children, occasionally losing his patience.
Watch me to be surprised. Leave that alone. Come on now, watch me.
498. Speed.
Let's do it once more. Huh? Once more. That was very good without cutting.
There isn't
very good.
any
Come on. Never mind. Come on, boys. Come on. Leave it alone. And then watch me walk away. Once more. Alexander, stop fussing with that, will you please? And watch me.
On May 14th, Marilyn made her third appearance on the set. She was put to work opposite a very uncooperative dog and a very frustrated trainer.
I start like
382.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff, watch it. Jeff, speak. Jeff, speak. Speak for it. Come on, speak. Jeff, come on up here. Jeff, come on, Jeff. Here, watch it.
Performing a welcome home scene over and over, it was the dog, not Monroe, who repeatedly missed cues and required take after take.
Come on. Come on, Jeff. Here, Jeff. Speak for it. Speak. Come on, Jeff. Get it. Speak. That's act up, boy. Here, Jeff.
Well,
I used to come here a long time ago.
Casey's out of...
Jeff, come here. Come on, get in here. Now stay right there. Jeff, speak! Jeff, speak! Come on, Jeff! Speak! Come on, here, boy, come on, speak! Watch it, speak! Speak for it, speak!
Animals are never cooperative, except in rehearsals. A dog will react to a trainer perfectly, all through the rehearsals. But the minute they hear a director say action, the animal knows that they can get away with anything. But I remember the poor animal trainer trying to get it working.
Well, I mean, we had her finally on the set. I mean, there were more interesting things you could do with Marilyn than shoot that dog. I just thought it was a waste, a terrible waste.
The next 2 days rolled by without incident. Monroe showed up ready to work with her $5,000 a week acting coach Paula Strasberg in tow. Cukor finally had Marilyn present on the sound stage, but he could not command her undivided attention.
You know, she was upstairs with her coach, with Paula, and she wouldn't come down if she didn't feel like she was ready for the scene, or she wouldn't come down. I think she had a lot of psychological problems.
Marilyn had relied on Paula Strasberg's guidance during the production of her last 5 films. Paula had gained a reputation for quietly usurping any director's control over the star, a manner of working that made her universally unpopular on the set.
She was heavier than I am. She wore these black capes. She looked like Dracula's assistant. And she indulged Marilyn in all of this whims. You can't treat her this way. She's a great Hollywood star.
Marilyn would look over to her for encouragement and for what to do. It was insidious, you know, and I think it hurt her very much.
Every time she had to do something, she had to get Paula to tell her. Like we were doing the scene where Marilyn was supposed to walk down the steps near the swimming pool.
Marilyn went up and down those stairs 10 or 12 times, and every time she would go up the stair, she would look at Paula, and if Paula said no, then she had to do it again. And I could see George just fuming and fuming and fuming.
Cukor hated her, really hated her. I don't think they helped her at all. I think they just pumped her up full of lots of stuff so they could use her.
But Paula Strasberg was not the only strong